All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. So night of fights on Showtime with Danny Garcia versus Ivan Redkach and Hurd versus Santana. But as you always know, you can trust on Terence Crawford to come out trolling after a PBC welterweight has a fight. Let's talk about what is his take on it, what it means. Also review some of these fights last night in this video. Okay, welcome back to the channel. If you're not subscribed, I hope you accept my invitation to subscribe, but welcome back, subscribers. Also, thank you to everybody that really supports the 3 tiers of this boxing thing that we're trying to do over here. We're not trying, we're actually doing it. Everybody that supports on the Patreon, thank you so much. Everybody that is on the that supports in the live streams Monday through Friday and OG Boxing Talk, especially the OG Boxing Talk on Sunday mornings, 8 a.m. with my co-host Blood Boxing and the rest of the panel. Got a lot of guys on there now, so for the sake of the speed of the video, I can't name everybody, but y'all know who they are. Also, everybody that is a member of the channel and watches the videos that we put out pretty much every day of the week. Release times usually around 1:15, 3:15, 5:15, and 8:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. So let's get into this, man. Terence Crawford, I can just, you know, I can just put money on it. I soon as a fight gets over with a welterweight champ, I'm go check Twitter, the Twitter feed for Terence Crawford, so that I can hear him complain and so I can hear him complain about the performance of the fight. And he doesn't let down. He puts up some boring emojis, you know, about Danny Garcia versus Ivan Redkach. That's the only possible thing he could be leaving it about, because that was the major fight that took place last night. And I don't think the fight was very boring, but you know, hey, that's Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford's got something to say about everybody that's fighting. Now, I can't really say anything. I can't say that I disagree with Terence Crawford. It wasn't the most exciting fight in the world. But it wasn't a boring fight. There was plenty of action in the fight with Danny Garcia and Ivan Redkach. I thought that Danny Garcia would get Ivan Redkach up out of there, especially around, I think it was maybe the 7th, 8th round. No, excuse me, 8th or 9th round, where he started landing a lot of straight right hands. But you know, that's a southpaw. It was a southpaw matchup. I think that it was a good selection of opponent, considering who Danny Garcia is looking to fight next. And that is either Manny Pacquiao or Errol Spence Jr., who are both aggressive southpaws. And Ivan Redkach, you know, he served the purpose of the aggressive southpaw. Now, from what I saw in the fight, now the reason that I do believe that the fight went the distance was because of the fact that they were southpaws, and it seemed as if Danny Garcia had a harder time landing that, you know, what I think is his best punch, which is that kind of no look left hook. He just wasn't able to land it on the southpaw, because as you know, with the southpaw, with that left hook, you know, their body position is different. So I think the time was off a little bit, and Ivan Redkach was looking for it. But Danny Garcia did. I mean, he had some really nice work that he did with the straight right hand, with the right hooks to the body, even several right hooks landed for Danny Garcia. I don't know if something happened to Danny Garcia in round 11 and 12 that really made him pull off and not be as aggressive with Redkach. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe he got buzzed and I didn't see that, or you know, maybe he had his hand got hurt or something got kind of messed up, because in the last 2 rounds he had the fight in the bag for sure, because he was definitely winning the rounds. With the clean, effective punching, excellent counter punching, but he just seemed to pull off the gas a little bit in the last couple rounds. But whatever, man, he got through the fight. it wasn't going to be a fight where, if he had knocked out Ivan Redkach real easy, they probably would have still said, Terence Crawford would still be out there saying something else. Like, that guy was a bum, or, you win 8 rounds. It took you 10 rounds to get this guy out of there. But somehow he would do it in emojis and that secret emoji language that people have on Twitter. I still don't get all those back to back. Like, man, why don't you just write what you say? When you get 5 and 6 different emojis, claps, claps of hands, grunted teeth, eggplant pictures, all that shit, it doesn't make the eggplant pictures make sense to me. But the rest of them, it just kind of throws me off. But anyway, somebody would have had to say something anyway. He gets through the fight. I don't think it was a boring fight. I just think that the fight, the ending of it was anticlimactic. Once it became apparent that Danny Garcia was not going to really push forward and try to get the guy out there. But at the same time, man, it was a solid performance by Danny Garcia against a guy that he, obviously, man, he should have had a solid performance against. Now, as far as what he looks like for Errol Spence Jr., I will say this about Danny Garcia. The fact that Danny Garcia will stand there and trade with you, and when you're throwing punches, he'll throw punches, and he does seem to have really good power. With Errol Spence Jr., who's obviously a lot more defensively responsible and is going to put a lot more pressure on Danny Garcia than Ivan Redkach, that is something that Errol Spence Jr. would have to be concerned with, because when you're going in there, Danny Garcia is not just going to get in an earmuff like Mikey Garcia and let you, throw 3 or 4 shots off and then try to counter you on the way out. He's going to really actually, when you throw, he's going to throw. But at the same time, his stuff is a little bit choreographed. Like, you can tell what's coming, and it's also a little bit wide. But, anyway, that was good. A southpaw matchup was a good matchup for the lead-in to Errol Spence and Danny Garcia or Manny Pacquiao. Now, I think Danny Garcia would probably rather have the Manny Pacquiao fight, which is a smart move, for the money aspect of it. And also, I think it's probably a safer fight than Errol Spence Jr. The fact that just like when because Manny comes in there, Manny is busy, tries to throw a lot of shots and gets out of there as well. The fact that Danny Garcia throws at Manny Pacquiao could easily catch Manny Pacquiao with something kind of heavy and do some damage to Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's chin is not impervious. But I enjoyed the fight because I enjoy boxing, and the undercard of it though was actually pretty good. Jared Hurd was fighting. I'm not gonna do a separate video on Jared Hurd. I'll talk about Jared Hurd in this one. Jared Hurd looked like he was like Paulie Malignaggi, or I think Steve Farhood, who might have been calling it, said it looked like a sparring match. It looked like Jared Hurd was out there against Santana just really working on things. He was trying to roll punches, block punches, catch punches, catch and shoot, all those type of things he was working on. And the fight went several rounds, and it's not bad for Jared Hurd that the fight went that many rounds, because Jared Hurd, he's been inactive for a while. It's about 250 days, something like that they mentioned in the telecast, that he had not, since he had fought J-Rock, and he was coming off of a loss as well. In that all the lead up material on Showtime where they were interviewing his new coach, they talked about that they didn't want Jared Hurd to go right back up to the elite fighters because there was things he needed to improve on. Obviously, the most important thing he needed to improve upon was defense, because he was really playing defense with his face. Now, in this particular fight, he didn't play defense with his face. He did get hit sometimes. He's clearly adapting to that style or that aspect, but I thought that aspect of fighting, and that's the type of fighting that I like, that James Toney-ish, like in the pocket, slip, counter, that type of stuff. I like that, man. So for me, that fight, that was very, very interesting. I enjoyed watching it. And then when he got, later in the rounds, Jared Hurd started really stepping to Santana, and he started hurting Santana when pretty much as soon as he started, gunning for him, and he winds up dropping him in the last couple seconds of the fight. If Jared Hurd had wanted to just be the old Jared Hurd, and just go steamroll that guy. He could have steamrolled Santana and got Santana out of there, maybe 3-4 rounds. But, at the same time, man, he wouldn't have had the opportunity, in the Barclays Center in a real fight to work on the things that he needs to work on. If he's going to beat a guy if he's going to beat J-Rock in a rematch, or if he's going to beat the guy, Jason Rosario, heavy-handed Jason Rosario, or beat Jermell Charlo. Now, I don't ever think that he's going to wind up being one of these guys that are really going to do that primarily, right? I think he is that kind. He is what he is. He is come forward. He is going to try to lay them hands on you, wear you down, beat you up, and get you out of there. But being able to slip punches in spots, I think will be valuable for him. So maybe not doing his best success will probably come in not doing that style that he was using, that approach, not that style, taking the approach that he took for the first, maybe 8-9 rounds. Not longer than that. Yeah, it was a 12-round fight. So yeah, the first 9-10 rounds of the fight with Santana, he's going to have to do that in spots in the round, but then in the round, in other spots in the round, when it's optimal, go at the guy, spend more time, wearing him down, when he needs to when he's a little gassed, or, the guy's, coming forward at him, slipping the punches and then going back at it. He just need to get a better mix of the two approaches, and which will wind up being one approach for him. But, all in all, man, not bad deal. Anyway, you let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out.